TWM Podcast.
Hello and welcome to TWM Talks. I am Matty Deller and we are of course reviewing WrestleMania 36. Too big for just one night, but we can fit it all in just one pod. We'll be discussing all the goings on, all the happenings, all the stuff and the things. Before I introduce everyone, let's run through all the admins and that. We are part of TWM Podcast, bringing you content 6 days a week, available on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean, YouTube and wherever else you get your Poddington, so go and check them out. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that like button, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Help us get to 100 subscribers. We're a part of We Love Sport. We love them. They bring the podcast each and every week. They're a fantastic app, helping you find your nearest sports bars, showcasing latest WWE pay-per-views. Of course, that can't be the case right now, but it's a great app to have, a fantastic app. But they are also doing loads of fun articles, loads of fun watch-along stuff on their Twitter at We Love Sport UK right now and at WeLoveSport.co. WrestleCrate, go check them out. Use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up for a monthly subscription. You can get up to 3 free items when you sign up for up to 3 months. WrestleCrate.co.uk. As I said, I am Matty Deller and I've got a full house as we are talking about 2 days of 36 Wrestling Manias. First of all, I have the co-host of Raw Talk, Mr. Tom Walton. Hello there.
Hello, all you crazy edgeheads and fireflies. It's Tom here from Constantly Hot Qatar.
Why have you suddenly become an FM radio host? Why say FM? That's just weird. Also joining us, she is the voice of the interviews here on TWM Talks. And as far as I remember, because I think Joe texted me yesterday to remind me, because all their predictions went south apart from a fair few, but she is still the reigning defending TWM Predictions champion and is now owed a belt from Joe. It's Shirleigh.
Hey, I'm actually really surprised I won that bloody thing. It all went completely wrong at one point, but hey, I'm here.
Yeah, at one point it literally rested on Natalya versus Liv Morgan, and then something else happened on that night, and it ended up all changing. And we have a new challenger approaching. You would have heard him on one of the first TWM Talks we did, a roundtable about getting into wrestling. And I'm just gonna shoot. I'm gonna be brutally honest. He has badgered me for I think the best part of a week to go, can I be on the WrestleMania podcast? Can I be on the WrestleMania podcast? Can I be on the WrestleMania podcast? Pretty much very similar to when Bart and Lisa keeps asking Homer, can they go to Mount Splashmore? So eventually, if I said, if he stopped bugging me, I would let him on the podcast. He is a man that's been mocked at Progress several times. He is a man who's currently training to be a professional wrestler. He can play a guitar. He can do other things that I'm pretty sure are also good. And he's also an absolute pain in the ass to have on Discord while you're trying to watch WrestleMania. It's Dan Carey. Hello there.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
You're lucky. You're on this podcast after your shenanigans on Discord last night. So
we won't mention the meme that was good.
you were putting
He wasn't the only one.
You're lucky you're on as well. Disgusting. We were all meant to be going to 2 different places to watch WrestleMania. Either we were going to be courtesy of We Love Sport. We were either going to be in Cardiff for those shenanigans, and then we were going to be in London for the London event. Obviously, that wasn't the case, so we all decided to sit on Discord and just make each other laugh throughout the entire show. Shirleigh, we also did a Twitch stream, of course, where we did the predictions, and Shirleigh did an excellent quiz. Do you want to remind everyone, Shirleigh, on who won that quiz?
It was indeed Matty who, by some miracle, despite how tough I made that quiz, got 20 out of 26.
Suck it! I'm not gonna lie, I was on ropes until literally the final round, and then I absolutely smashed the ting. So
the only member of TWM to actually win a quiz this weekend.
Yeah, I am king of quizzes. The
thing is, what Matty doesn't realise is that his prize has been delivered to him. I've not told. Oh no, I think I told you what it was. but I think I may have changed it. But there is a prize on the way to Matty as a result of winning.
I'm scared of what I'm scared of what it is now. It was really fun.
That should be content and just an unboxing of just the one thing.
What it is. She sent me like a £300 replica belt, but she's ordered it that I pay at the door. So I'm £300 down immediately.
It's all 8x10 the memes I made.
Oh God, no. Oh, good Lord, we're never going to talk about those memes ever again. Anyway, enough about our shenanigans. Let's look at WWE shenanigans. Let's get into WrestleMania 36. Night 1. Before we get into the match itself, two things that stood out in the pre-show, the hour-long pre-show, was John Cena riding a purple cow. That was weird. He was advertising Experian, which was really strange. And AJ Styles selling credit cards with some of the worst dad jokes known to mankind.
And we all decided that we were going to get these credit cards with the faces of our favourite wrestlers.
Yeah, I'm gonna. No, I thought we're all gonna get it with Gronk on. Everyone's gonna have a Gronk. We're gonna put a Gronk on it.
I feel like we should have just a AFP on there, anti-fun police, so when we get it out, it's like, do you really want to have fun and spend your money? No, okay.
I was hoping, I was thinking, like, can we get any wrestlers? It's just WWE wrestlers. But also, it's very weird, because WCW did that as well, where you could get WCW credit cards, and I'm fairly certain they folded after, so that's a worrying sign. However, let's get into the opening match with the kickoff show on night 1, which was Cesaro over Drew Gulak. Good wrestling. It was alright. Gulak worked the arm. Cesaro couldn't do the neutralizer. Gulak hit a big uppercut. However, we have Shirley here, we have Tom, and we have Dan, and we have me. So we've got 4, not only WWE fans, but quite big indie wrestling nerds. So I'm pretty sure we all let a little squeal, and a little bit of wee came out when Cesaro brought back the UFO as a move.
It was a beauty to be seen.
Oh, it was brilliant. When I was, I think it was when we was on Discord chatting and stuff, and someone was like, "Oh my God, he's not got his hands up." And I've just gone, "It's the UFO! He's doing the fucking UFO! Oh my God!" Great move.
That was an amazing moment. That was.
And he called it the UFO in an interview on YouTube. He said, "He's like, you all just witnessed the UFO," which was tremendous.
Twitter just goes nuts over it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The show was then introduced by Stephanie McMahon because, of course not. She invented pandemic-related wrestling shows.
She invented COVID-19.
My God, we've got to the bottom of the conspiracy.
No.
It was Stephanie McMahon. She was the higher power. Then Gronk. We then go into the opening match for the women's tag team titles. Bliss Cross. They regained the gold over the Kabuki Warriors. This match again was okay. There's a lot of posing, a lot of back and forth, and then Cross and Bliss won with a neck breaker, Twisted Bliss combination.
Can I jump in on this one? Feel
free.
I've got done dirty on this. She has been the highlight of every show since the lockdown.
Yeah,
Asuka's been amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really upset she lost.
It was strange because generally, I think we said this a few weeks ago on, maybe it might have been on a Raw Talk actually. I think it might mean, or maybe on a SmackDown. I can't remember which one per se. But we mentioned about it's amazing how Asuka and Kairi are two of the best people on the mic and they're not even speaking English. Like, you can get what they're saying even though they're not speaking the language that is universal in WWE.
It's like we all knew that they were just completely ripping into Cross and Bliss as they were coming down to the ring, which is the best thing.
Yeah.
We have no idea how.
And also the Asuka dance was just a highlight of the last few weeks. Just dancing. We
actually done it at ringside as well during the match.
She did. We can dance if we want to. We can leave our friends behind. But if they don't dance, then they don't dance. Then they're no friends of mine.
We can dance.
We want to do. You, K, A. Asuka dance. Everybody look at your hands. I've got now make that, haven't I? God damn it.
Yeah. You have.
Because we also got a bit of King Corbin playing the harmonica, and then I made what I described as the stupidest video I've ever made, which was King Corbin playing the opening harmonica to Karma Chameleon.
I mean, part of me wonders how Reese didn't think of that, first of all.
Give credit to Reese, didn't they? I said, well done, Reese.
No, you and George did. They went, "Oh, cheers, Reese, that was brilliant." I went, "I made that, you dicks." Like, I had nothing to do before Mania yesterday. King Corbin came out after singing the Best of Culture Club and demanded the ref raise his hand. But Elias is here, so we get a match with no heat at all, which is impressive following an attempted murder, and even more so that it managed to get it managed to be noticeable how little heat there was, even though there was no crowd. So this was just really meh. I would have preferred Gronk coming out and wrestling Corbin.
Yeah.
Because we all love Gronk.
I fell asleep by this point, I'm not going to lie. When I saw that Elias had come out and they were attempting to wrestle decently, I fell asleep and I kind of had to watch the rest of me in the morning. So that's the impact that match had on me.
You know what you need? You know what you needed? You needed Dan doing a really over-the-top Cockney accent every 30 seconds in your headphones.
You naughty sort.
Proper naughty sort, naughty treacle.
Proper naughty sort.
Yeah, and you would have stayed up for the entirety of Mania, both nights.
You wouldn't have had a choice.
This was naughty sort Mania.
That's the clean
one was.
That's the clean version. That is the clean version of what when it got a bit 18 rated on night 2.
After all the shots that he sits you had to do for the drinking games.
This is true. Elias hit a crossroads, so he's off to AEW, and then Corbin tried to pin with the ropes, and then Elias rolled him up with tights for the win. There's not much else to really talk about. Becky Lynch. Oh, go on, Dan.
It felt like filler to me. It was like a match at with no real.
There was a whole bunch of matches that were clearly meant to be in the Battle Royal. So Cesaro, Drew Gulak, Elias, Corbin. Only one of them actually probably would have been better as a standalone match rather than in the Battle Royal, which we'll get to on night 2. Becky Lynch riding a big old truck, and we got to the Raw Women's title match. Becky Lynch defeating Shayna Baszler. Shirley, why did Becky Lynch win? Why?
I've got a feeling that they're prepping for Nia Jax to come back, and that's why. But then I also thought about it. Like, with everything going on at the moment, do you want to have a champion that you barely built up on your main roster, and the main thing people remember is that she ate Becky Lynch's neck?
Oh, that's a fair one. Also,
I get that.
Yeah, if you look at the amount of baby faces that actually won over the 2 nights, you can probably see they were going, right, let's just try and make some people feel good instead of getting really annoyed by results. But by doing that, people got really annoyed by results.
The thing is, though, like, I feel like they're hiding something. I feel like we're going to see it on Raw, because at the end of the they did the Kairi Sane Baszler finish with the Kirifuda clutch into the roll through, but then Baszler was swearing that Lynch tapped. So I have a feeling, if you remember back in day, the 2000 Royal Rumble where Rock eliminated Big Show, and then Big Show spent the entire time being like, "No, I eliminated him first," that sort of thing.
Because he did.
He did. He did.
He got his admission about 15 years later on a random backstage segment of Raw.
And it's the laptop.
So I feel that we're gonna have Shayna Baszler like show an alternate angle, and we're gonna see that Lynch has tapped, and we're gonna get a rematch maybe. Because I wasn't a fan of the whole match, to be fair.
No.
It was a bit. There was some matches that I was slightly hyped for, and was let down. This was one of them.
We all thought Shayna was gonna win.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Shayna's going to win. We're going to go into a Brave New World.
It was one of those matches we all thought, the obvious result's going to happen. So we thought,
Also, what didn't help is that Becky Lynch's Titantron went on legitimately for about 4.5 years before they realised they had to turn it off. And they pre-taped this, so they could have retaped that entrance. They could have retaped it, but decided, nah, no one cares. So, oh well. Then we get to the Intercontinental title match, Sami Zayn over Daniel Bryan. This was not great. It had a lot of stalling, almost as if Zayn needs to avoid having a full wrestling match, maybe because of his shoulders.
We were talking about it when we were on the Discord, and we were like, still injured, is he not? Because he was obviously a lot.
Reese was swearing blind that he's read somewhere, and we can't confirm deny that he can't have a proper match because his shoulders still knackers. We can't take bombs, but then he did take a few, so maybe he can have half a match.
Yeah. I think they're just protecting him at the end of the day, because we know for a fact what kind of match these two can have. And that's what we all wanted to see, but I think we all kind of got caught up in the belief of seeing a technical classic and forgetting, Sami Zayn hasn't actually had a proper match in
2 years
now,
like 18 months, 2 years, something like that.
I don't know. Do you remember? Because Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I remember. We bring up dated references.
I'm hoping we get this at SummerSlam, where they both go full pace.
Oh, look. To be fair, I would like them to maybe even have Bryan versus Cesaro versus Nakamura versus Zayn, and just let them go for like half an hour and do all the things.
Would that happen, man?
No, it won't. We'll probably get Sami Zayn versus Gronk.
Can we just get if that match does happen, can we just get full of indie spots, please?
It's just a Ring of Honor match. They just show a Ring of Honor match they all happen to be in. Bryan gets distracted by Cesaro and Knackers and dives on them, and Zayn Haluva kicks Bryan off the top rope for the win. Surprising, because I thought Bryan was going to win, but here we are nonetheless. Then we get to
I think Sami would get a shenanigan.
Yeah.
I think that it would be shenanigans and Sami would retain.
But when there are rumours that Daniel Bryan was taking time off after Mania.
Yes, possibly. Yeah, so because he's off go do paternal thing, innit? So
let's be honest. A lot of people could be having time off after Mania anyway.
Yeah. We only need one man, and we only need one man, and that is Gronk, and we'll be fine.
I've got to say about Gronk, he was not as annoying as I thought it would be.
Yeah, he was not that bad. He was bearable.
They played it perfectly.
He did the Masked Singer and just got unmasked this week. He was more annoying on that, to be fair.
We get probably the best match in ring on night one. SmackDown Tag Team titles in a ladder match.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, John Morrison over Kofi Kingston and Jimmy Uso in parkour with ladders is what we got.
Oh, that's spot Morrison tightrope walking. Oh my god.
Oh, the Spanish Fly. It sucked for Kofi though because his ankle just slammed off an upturned ladder.
Yeah.
I was the one who noticed that. None of you noticed it.
Yeah, it looked rough. They were doing like these set pieces and high bits in and out, over and under ladders. Kingston hit a springboard Rana onto Morrison off a ladder, which was really, really cool.
Amazing.
It was just such they could have had such an easy ladder match with no one to cheer for the spots and stuff, but no, they knew. There's like, no, we can do a ladder match, guys.
Yeah,
let's just do it properly.
Kofi again subverting the concept of ladder match by climbing inside of a ladder, which was tremendous.
Yeah,
and hitting a double stomp. The bonus of pre-recording, so they could do spots and then have the correct camera cuts with no one seeing it and having no fans. Uso gets yeeted off a ladder to the floor.
Onto obvious crash mat.
You couldn't see it. Yeah, onto an obvious crash mat, but it looked really, really cool. The finish was great because they all pull the ladder brace off, so they all got the belts. Kofi and Jimmy headbutt Jomo, and he grabs the belts and falls back onto the ladder, but he's got the belts in his hands. So Jomo's won by dumb luck, but they've still got the belts.
Loved it.
I think it was the perfect ending.
It was
ended any other way.
It was tremendous. It was really good.
It kind of gives that feeling of obviously the New Day and the Usos being even with each other, and the fact that they've got this rivalry. And like, no, I've got it. No, you've got it. Come on. We've done this so many times. What's this guy doing? Get lost.
It was great. It works. It works perfectly as the long-term rivalry, and the third team being like, well, you guys are so focused on each other. Mine now, which was great.
It's funny. It's funny. The Miz's team is the third man in a title match at Mania again.
Yeah, it's life repeating itself. Kevin Owens over Seth Rollins. So the opening of this match was a very snug, fast-paced match. Rollins hit a Wrath of Bulls Falcon Arrow on the ring apron. Kevin Owens hit a pop-up powerbomb. Rollins rolled out and ring-belled him for the DQ. Boo!
That's not the way to end the match.
It was aggravating. But then Owen said, "Nah, fam, 1v1 me IRL, no DQ." And then Rollins rocked Owens with some really Rollins seemed to have a real issue with Owens because he twatting him with that chair really hard. Ring-belled him, and it's the only chance we're ever going to get someone jumping off the WrestleMania sign. Kevin Owens hitting an elbow off the Mania sign. Absolutely loved it. Hit the stunner for the win. Although he did say, I don't know if you've seen this, he said in an interview.
I've seen it, yeah.
This is great. He said when he first went out to the Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, and he saw the pirate ship, his response was, I don't care how I'm doing it, I'm jumping off that pirate ship.
He took pictures of it on his phone to see where he could do it from.
Oh, if he doesn't do it, Shane will. That's the problem. Even if he's not got a match, Shane will just jump off it anyway. This was fun. It was a fun match.
Going off the elbow, the main side, though. That's all I remember from that is when he stood there. You had Matty saying, "Do a 630, you coward."
Oh yeah, we should have.
Can we just point out as well? There were no crash mats. So it wasn't a Shane landing where it's like, oh, nice and cushy. No, that table was just an announce table. Nothing underneath.
Well, do you not remember when Owens took the bump off the? Actually, because we might have the same one. Because when he took the bump off, he took the bump off the top of the cage through the announce table, but went like head first off the cage through an announce table. Yeah. They had like a little like cushion thing underneath it. I wouldn't be shocked if underneath that announce table they had like a little cushion thing, so it wasn't as painful, but it still looked like it sucked. But it was a great spot. Universal title, Braun Strowman over Goldberg.
And done.
It was what it was. Spears are plenty.
Let me just sum it up in like literally a sentence. 4 spears, 4 power slams, done.
Yeah, that was it. In the Gordon Ramsay style, 4 spears, 4 power slams, done.
At least we didn't see a jackhammer, let's just say that.
Yeah, because he would have just given him a, Kabashi brainbuster like he did from Undertaker.
Just does full blown like us. Bryan! Buster!
The thing is, though, it's a shame, Shirley, because we've been waiting for ages for Strowman to win the belt, and the way it comes about is by dumb luck, well, not dumb luck, unfortunate luck, and an absolute flat match that no one cared about. So
I think Tracy summed it up best on the Discord. It's taken 4 years and a coronavirus for him to be the champ.
Yeah, that was it. But it just seemed so flat, didn't it?
Like, I just don't. I just had something in my head, and I was going to say that it was frustrating to watch that match, but it also tells you like what WWE thinks of that Universal title.
It's cursed.
It is.
Yeah,
it is
I get that.
not only cursed, but it's also just the secondary title to the WWE Championship, which you understand, but when you try and put it on the same platform as the WWE Championship, and then you book a match like that, and when we talk about Brock and Drew later on, and you compare what the main titles of both shows are, compare both those matches, and you just think, nah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people would be pissed anyway, like no matter what the result of that match was.
Like, honestly, the only reason they probably didn't bring back the World Heavyweight title to be on like SmackDown or Raw or whatever is the simple fact of they don't want anyone bringing up another promotion. So they made a second belt, so they had one rather than going back to the World Heavyweight title all the time.
That and monies.
That as well.
Yeah.
R-Truth appeared and Gronk knocked him down and tried to pin him, but betrayal by Mojo, and Mojo's to 20.
Forearm,
the best forearm since George Miz. Since George Miz Allen. Mojo's 24/7 champion again. Now, brilliant match. Boneyard match. I legitimately, before we did this, I watched it for the 3rd time.
Wow.
I want to watch it back, but I just don't want to watch it back yet. So it's so amazing. I
watched it. Obviously, we watched it on Saturday. I then turned on the network early, and they were replaying Mania before Mania started on Sunday, and I watched it again. Yeah. And then just because I felt like I watched it just before this, just to make sure it definitely holds up. It holds up. It's
And like I just want to say, my family are very casual fans, and they dip in here and there. My brother called me on Sunday morning and went, "Did you watch the Boneyard match?" And my brother is as into wrestling as he is into full-time jobs. But at the end of the day, he was like, "Wow, that match was the best thing I've ever seen in my life." And we sat on FaceTime watching it, and he's like, "Oh, that's so sick!" And like, he's just, that match is just Undertaker's best Mania match in a very, very, very long time, and I feel like he redeemed himself from the Goldberg match. Massively.
It's his best Mania match in 7 years since Punk.
It's because he can't do much these days.
But Reese, who was on TalkSport too, on Talk Wrestle, made a very good point. He's like, surely these kind of matches could elongate his career. I have no problem. I doubt they could do it at SummerSlams and Manias, but I would have no problem if they are going to do like 4-hour pay-per-views. Why go like and they want to book Taker matches like a Payback or a Money in the Bank or whatever? Why can they not have a 3.5 hour pay-per-view? Say on the tickets when they sell it, we're doing a 3.5 hour pay-per-view, and then there is a pre-recorded match at the end. You can stay for it if you want to, and then they can have these matches, and then they can still have these Undertaker gimmick matches, but they have them tagged on at the end of pay-per-views, so people don't feel like they've been shortchanged a match. You have the full pay-per-view, then just put that on at the end. Like,
but going off the Twitter and everything after that match, they'll go over really well. Everyone would love that.
Oh yeah, it was like it had no right to be as good as it was. It was 10 times better than it would have been if it was just in at WrestleMania. This is one of the weird bonuses of it being this weird Mania with no fans.
It would be done live.
Yeah, this was brilliant, and it would have been nowhere near as good as this in front of a live crowd.
It was just complete cinematic genius. I mean, you could see that they'd taken the time and they put in the passion for this match, knowing that it was going to be good. I think I read something earlier. Basically, Taker was saying to Kurt Angle, I hated the Saudi match. I can't believe it. And Kurt Angle just basically turned around and went, have a match with AJ. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. You'll have your best match in years.
You had Jeremy Borash behind the scenes of all of that. That had Jeremy Borash written all over it, and he's a genius, and not many people give him enough credit for the genius he's brought in to WWE. In my opinion, bar AJ and Samoa Joe, he is the best acquisition WWE got from TNA.
He gets a lot of credit from Matt Hardy for the whole Broken Universe thing in Impact, because he was one of the people behind filming all that, and Matt Hardy must be raging because this is the effort they could have put in to his Broken Universe stuff.
He's loving the but on the other hand, he's loving the attention now because everyone has been praising Matt Hardy as well, and he's just like, you know what, I'm really happy that you guys have enjoyed that and you're associating it with myself, and thank you. He's been very humble about it.
It was great. It was brilliant. Apparently it took 8 hours to film that. Which is amazing for a 20-minute match.
All the people who were the Druids had never wrestled before. They were just local people.
Yeah, I seen that.
And Undertaker and AJ Styles helped them on how to take a bump.
And it was a Bullet Club, mate. That's what it was. That's all they want to tell you. Yeah. It was all of the Bullet Club. That was they just couldn't show on camera. But like, I just really, it was so good. It was so well done. You had AJ Styles. What it still makes me laugh where they got the Druids, they pull this thing out, and he just gets out and his music hits. And he's like, ha ha ha! What a ride!
And then we all popped for the next bit.
Oh yeah, for half dead man, half biker Taker. The only problem is they gave him a new Metallica song, and all we wanted to hear was "You done it now, gonna made a big mistake." They brawl all over the Bone Zone, and we kept calling it that on Discord. So that was the new name.
Well, we weren't saying in the contact what we was.
But no, that's what they're calling that. It's not the Boneyard match. It's the Bone Zone. Styles summons Druids and Taker fights them off, and he beats down the OC and calls AJ Allen. Styles hit Undertaker with a tombstone and a shovel, and AJ tries to bury him, but you done it now, you gonna made a big mistake.
And with that, Taker gave us a meme to use for another 6 months.
So many memes that we can't put on the internet.
My memes made the internet.
Yeah, you put one of the okay ones, the ones where we were just hurling abuse at each other.
So sorry, Lawson.
Taker appears behind him and beats and batters him. Chokeslams him off a roof, CZW style. Buries him, reveals his tombstone. R.I.P. AJ Styles. So AJ Styles is dead.
And we got to give a big up to the prop hand as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, who found it? I think it was Taker and Trips.
Yeah,
found a prop hand. And no, Trips and Michael Hayes, I've heard, and literally they're just like, how can we get this prop hand into the match?
The only way would have been better if they could have fashioned the hand into the Too Sweet sign.
Yes.
Which would have been brilliant. Taker sets off Pyro, his logo appears, and more Metallica plays, and he bikes away, and that closes Mania Day 1. It was brilliant.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport. the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
TWM Podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly theme, monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. If you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free item in your first month's box. Then, if you stay for another month, you'll get a second free item. And then, if you stay for a third month, you guessed it, we'll give you a third free item. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for up to free items, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
Day 2, the Kickoff Show had more John Cena riding a purple cow. And
then there was also the car. He drove a car this time round, and then he was advertising tacky something.
Oh yeah, they seem to go. Yeah, he seemed to be advertising everything on WrestleMania. It was really, and then also the Kickoff Show was randomly sponsored by Final Fantasy, which made me and Dan really laugh. It's like, that's so weird. The opening contest of the Kickoff Show was Liv Morgan over Natalya, and as we do every time we talk about Liv Morgan, we talk about her having the best gear in the WWE because her gear is just.
I really thought we were going to go somewhere else with that.
No,
I was going to say, you mean Scarlett Bordeaux's gear?
Did she?
Oh God, did you see all that drama?
Oh no! Wait, hold on! Someone please fill me in. What's happened here?
Yes,
Shirley, over to you.
Okay, so I was on Twitter as this match was happening, and then it was people were saying, "Oh, why is Liv stolen Scarlett's gear?" Killer Cross has replied to someone, "I don't know." Great question as well, something like that. Then Nia Jax jumps in on him, saying, "Step the fuck back."
Killer Cross via Nia Jax confirmed.
And then everyone has gone off on Killer Cross. Like there's a bunch of tweets. I don't know. I've forgotten who from.
Right,
but everyone's gone off on Killer Cross.
Shirley, go and find Liv Morgan's tweet. He's a quote tweet with that photo of Titus O'Neil with the face. with the face.
Let me find us.
Liv Morgan was really, really good at this. I really enjoyed this match. It was one of my favourite matches on day 2. It was surprisingly good.
Really good. And also, as a women's wrestling nerd, did you know this is Natalya's first solo match at a Mania?
Also,
first ever solo match Natty's ever had at a WrestleMania.
Also,
that's why she was promoted like mad.
Also, as a person who's like Natalya, this was one of the first matches in a while that I've enjoyed with Natalya.
Damn,
just to stick it in there. Exchange of roll-ups. Morgan crosses the legs for the win. It was a good opener. May have said I possibly enjoyed it over the match that actually opened the show for the NXT Women's title. Yeah. Charlotte Flair over Rhea Ripley.
Yay.
It was okay, this match. I thought it was alright.
Loud.
It was loud. It was borderline pornography if you didn't see the screen.
Yes, this was the match where I really started making the memes. So
yeah,
I zoned out.
Rhea in blue and white gear was an interesting but good look. Yeah, she was dressed.
There's a reason behind that because someone posted a picture of Rhea's first ever gear and it was those same colours.
Oh, there we go.
So that's why she did that.
That's cool.
Should Charlotte Flair have won?
No, but I reckon obviously Charlotte's going to go to NXT now to try and bump up ratings.
That's what it is. Because everyone thought it was Charlotte's going to NXT to bump up the ratings and then put over someone else, but apparently that someone else is now no longer on that brand. So you know what that means? Don't.
Tegan Knox.
Charlotte's going to put over a certain captain.
No captain. No.
Travis Banks is moving to NXT in the women's division.
Yes, that's what I mean.
No.
Captain Travis Banks is making his debut. Captain Tracy Banks. That's it. It's
like Santina in a win.
I will say though, like there was some good Flair. There was a nasty chop block on Rhea Ripley, and she sold it like a boss. It looked like it was rough. Flair wins with the figure 8. Aleister Black over Lashley. This should have been 10 seconds. It was not.
Let's just spend as much time as the match should have been on this. And
but I want a match at Mania. I want to yay that. As someone who's been progressing.
There we go.
I was super proud of the guy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's Tommy. He did great.
But he should have just kicked Lashley in the head. And then that was it. That should have literally been it.
Elias and Corbin match from the night before.
What did I say? By the way, what did I say? I don't know how I ended up doing a gimmick where somehow. Oh, that was it. We're talking about Lana's awful TikToks, weren't we? And then I was saying I wanted to have Lana doing TikToks at ringside. She does the Drake flip the switch one, and they do it, and then she's in the ring, and then she eats a black mass from Aleister Black. Or maybe he just black masses the phone out of her hand so she can stop doing TikToks.
That'd be brilliant.
Hey Kayla! She's talking to Bayley and Sasha. Bayley says this is the most unfair challenge in history, and then Kayla asks Banks about winning SmackDown Gold, and she says to basically watch and see what happens. We then get to the main event going on third.
The real main event.
Yeah, the real main event.
The modern day
storyline.
The modern day Rock and Austin. Otis and Dolph Ziggler. I do know. You'll see this now. I did say that I need to make a video of the Otis and Dolph Ziggler like hype package and put my way over the top of it.
Yes.
Love wins in this one. How we did mention one thing. We were all talking about this. I am all for. We saw Ziggler with Sonya Deville. I am all for Ziggler having Deville as like his trainer, as his bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yes.
They look so good. They look so cool together, especially in the gear that Deville had on. She looked proper menacing. It was great. Ziggler got some stuff in. Otis battered him, went for the caterpillar, but Deville distracted. Then Ziggler hit him right in the dick, son. Mandy Rose then came out in gear for reasons.
I thought it was Mania.
Yeah, it was like,
I only thought it was going to turn into a tag match at that point.
Long special.
What I loved is Mandy Rose dropped the MMA fighter in one punch, and low blow Ziggler. Otis hits the caterpillar. Them two kiss. Best Mania match ever. 7 stars. If Dave Molson does not give it 7 stars, he is cancelled.
This was the feel-good moment that we all wanted at Mania.
Oh, it was brilliant.
And we were so happy.
It was brilliant.
I want to say that my puppy is smiling as we're talking about this match. He just looked up at me and smiled.
There we go. See, look.
Love goes beyond just human.
Otis and Mandy finally got that happily ever after. Just leave it at that. We could have ended Mania there.
Yeah. Just like every match has been cancelled because everything. This match has cured all the world's problems. All is right with the world now. It's all fine. From that to Last Man Standing, Edge over Randy Orton. Right? Can we? Let's just go round table. We'll start with Dan and we'll go round. Did you enjoy this match? Yes or no, Dan?
I enjoyed it, but it was too long for me.
Shirley?
It was the equivalent of a Triple H match at Mania for me.
Tom?
No.
Yeah, I thought this. I generally think this was, and I can't believe I'm saying this, and I feel like people are going to come for me on the old Twitter machine for this. This was the worst match of Mania.
I wouldn't say it was the worst, but it was in the bottom 3. Unfortunately,
I was so bored. so bored.
I mean, we were so bored. This is where Memegate became inappropriate due to references during the match.
Yeah, inappropriate Memegate that I keep chastising, but I started with an off-the-cuff comment.
That's what I'm going to say is, y'all need Jesus.
Yeah, in the here, to paraphrase someone who made a heinous mistake online already, I made a continuous lapse in judgment. They brawled very slowly around the PC, very kick punchy. The commentary was not very good, which didn't help. Edge hit a concerto onto Orton for the 10 count. Orton was also laid down for about 3 minutes before that, but apparently Edge told the ref to stop fucking counting. So
yeah, we missed that. We missed
because we were bored
during the actual
Memegate.
Yeah, during that hate crime, this crime on the internet.
My thought about why this was so slow is obviously trying to protect Edge, protect his neck and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, if they're doing that, I can understand. But easily they could have cut 5 minutes, but then Edge decided to jump off a ladder.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, so your neck is absolutely fine. Then why are we waiting so long?
By the way, the elbow drop through 2 tables where one table broke and the other one didn't. This is why you don't do elbow drops through tables when they're laying sideways, because one of them will just flip on one side. Mojo Rawley was then chased by random NXT guys, including Brennan Williams, which Smiley lost her crap about when she saw him on. And also, I'm fairly certain one of Pretty Deadly. I swear Lewis Howley was in that group of NXT lot. Because there was
I know he's still here. He's in the UK, I think.
Well, there was someone that looks really like him. But then again, he might have been there because there was someone in really tight trousers and long blonde hair, and it looked a lot like Lewis Howley. So I'm not sure.
I'll rewatch and see. But I know he did Koala with not Courtney, Isla Dawn.
Oh, okay.
So who knows? I'll watch it back and see.
Kayfabe. Gronk stage dives, pinned Mojo, and ran out the new 24/7 champion.
Champion.
It's no longer the host of WrestleMania at this point.
Yeah.
We discover later on.
Yes, we get
best host ever.
Yeah, instantly better. Raw tag team titles, Street Profits over Garza and Theory. There's not much to really talk about. This was just it was a Raw match. It was a match that shouldn't have been on the show.
It was a Raw match.
It was definitely filler.
It was Theory hits TKO. Ford. This match was clearly meant to be like a match that was meant to introduce Austin Theory on the Raw. I have a feeling that if this was all normal, Austin Theory was getting a debut as like Zelina Vega's newest client on the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
Same with something that happened after this. I feel like was meant. All of this was meant to happen. I think after WrestleMania. So Theory hit his TKO. Ford hit the Swag Splash for the win. It was all about what happened post match because heels beat down the Profits. Vega hits Ford and Bianca Belair makes her debut.
Yeah.
Beats down Vega, hits the KOD, and then Ford slides around his own wife like a big thirsty boy. Big old thirsty boy. Yeah.
I'm so glad this is happening. Like, I am such a sucker for a tag team with a female with them. Like, that is like my absolute best thing with wrestling is having a tag team with a female valet. And now they can twist it. They can twist it and have Bianca be as strong as Street, rather than it being like the tag team is the dominant and the valet is like the submissive. I'm just in the corner. I'm just going to sit interfere.
It's kind of like it's kind of like when Usos first came in with Tamina, and when we actually like, Tamina looks like she might be impressive.
Actually, you could even go further back. It is again, we mentioned it before with Sonya Deville. It's with Belair with the Street Profits. It'd almost be very similar to Triple H and Shawn Michaels with a Chyna, as in she
with the Hardys,
leader with the Hardys. Like it does work. Like I said, like I was talking about Bobby Roode. If and when
Domino,
no, an emphatic no.
Oh, the Bashams and
Shaniqua. Yeah, memories. Like you could even do that without in another case, like where if and when Roode comes back. If you had Ziggler and Roode with Deville as their valet, and she was like twatting guys left and right, it's brilliant.
Now you're heading machinery now.
Titus O'Neil is now host, therefore this show is instantly better. I love they just go, Gronk's left the train with his own towel. Titus, you host. It's like, why are you here, Titus? I don't know. He's just here.
I just slid in.
Titus, who I've just quickly realised that Titus O'Neil is the Kevin Keegan of professional wrestling, because he's just all this incidental shit happens to Titus O'Neil. He's the Kevin Keegan of WWE.
Oh, you've done me. Oh no.
Oh, it's just he got punched in the lay-by. Fell off his bike on a game show. Brilliant. Naomi came out as a new Rave Wonder Woman and looked brilliant.
Love it.
Yeah.
So upset it's not a main show, but her gear was levels. It was so cool. We had the
She got it from the fan. So it's inspired by Normani. And a fan drew it out, and then she posted on Instagram. She went, "Can you make this, Sandra?" And then
amazing. That's really, really cool. That's really, really cool.
I like that.
That's awesome.
Bailey over Lacey Evans, Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina. It was okay. It was
Your
there.
theory went out of the window straight away.
Oh yeah, I was like Tamina's winning this because darkest timeline.
About 3 weeks. That's what you've been going on about.
Yeah.
Tamina's going to win. Tamina's going to win. No, she's the first out, bro.
Yeah. Tamina got hit with a 619, an elbow, a frog splash, a moonsault, and a split moonsault, and she's out.
Like it.
Naomi then battered Banks and Bailey, but then tapped to the bank statement. We then got a brilliant spot as Lacey Evans goes to the women's right. Bailey pulls Banks out of the way, but then spins her to avoid the women's right herself. And then in that spin, she punches Banks, and Banks is eliminated as well. It's just great, loved it. But then I missed this bit, so I must have been too busy just like telling Dan off for putting rude memes in the chat. Because then Banks comes in, hits a backcracker on Evans, and then that crappy headlock driver that Bailey does for the win.
Who used to do that before? Isn't that like the thing?
Dean Ambrose.
The original. Yeah, Dean Ambrose. Yep.
Dean Ambrose used to do that move.
Better.
Yeah. Well, he would, because he did it from standing, so it looked like it hurt, whereas Bailey does it from like a kneeling position, so they fall a devastating 1.5 feet to the floor.
Wait. But who's Dean Ambrose?
Oh, he's a creator wrestler. Banks handed Bailey the belt, so they're going to continue pushing this further forward. Right.
Right, here comes the topic of my fetus.
Welcome to our TED Talk, as we talk about the most meta match in WWE history, the Firefly Funhouse match, The Fiend over Bray Wyatt.
10 stars.
This was genius. This was complete and utter genius. It was
absolutely amazing.
Like, no, we said like the Boneyard match had like Jeremy Borash's fingerprints all over it. This was quite clearly a Paul Heyman Bray Wyatt production. You can tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This was a little bit risque, a little bit inside referencey. Like one of the
little bit.
Okay. A boatload.
You can look, but you can't tell.
There is a fair bit.
That is tame compared to the rest of it.
This was genius. It was genius, and it worked so well. So Cena walks us to Mania, but he's interrupted with like a montage of everyone saying Mania, and then Wyatt intros us to the Firefly Funhouse. And I got what I wanted. I said this on SmackDown, on Smack Talk on Saturday. I wanted Cena to be transported into the Funhouse. He's in the ring and he gets transported there, and that happened. Cena then follows Wyatt, and he bumps into Devil McMahon and says his fire doesn't show ruthless aggression. And they reenact Cena's debut, full boots and tight Cena. It looks really weird to see boots and tight Cena with his weird hair.
With his JBL hair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Prototype, like I've been a fan of Cena since those prototype days, so to see like the modern shaped Cena wearing
his old gear
made me long
and then the fact that he can't hit his slap, so he can't kickstart his career, and then I said, like Dan said, the reference to you can look but you can't touch absolutely killed me.
I think this is why I'm really happy about the WWE Ruthless Aggression TV documentary series, because we all know about worries that Cena had when he first debuted, and that is basically this reenacting, which is great. So there's the first meta reference,
and then the second one, we then go like at Saturday night's main event with with Bray and Cena playing. So basically something that Cena would have watched in his childhood, but then also referencing that everyone was like, you're all muscle and no wrestling ability, and you had Cena just like aggressively pumping his iron, but you could see like that he couldn't stop himself. So
that's his bodybuilder days, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he couldn't use his arms because he was too busy pumping iron, and it was brilliant. brilliant because this was almost like a really like tame version of Saw, because he was just reliving his own life, but like the worst case scenario of his entire life. It was brilliant. We then get Dr. Thugonomics John Cena, which was great. He then cut
with the Yankees top.
With
great reference.
The Funko now.
He then cuts rhymes, but he only gets boos and silence. And then Wyatt's like, all you've done is bury people and make people and take people's insecurities and turn them into jokes, and then it makes you think, because you think about all the times that he would like say horrible things about people when he was a face, like
calling Big Show fat everything.
Do you not remember the 5 minutes where him and Jerry Lawler kept calling Vicky Guerrero fat on Raw for no reason?
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you think about that, think about when he ran down the whole of the Nexus and completely ruined them.
Alex Riley. in general. And then like he gives him a chance to right his wrongs, and he doesn't. He carries on, and then we get OG Bray Wyatt. We get back to and we literally get and they reference. He goes and he was like, "You're meant to be a man of the people, John. Why are you not listening to people?" And they cut back to all the people singing with Wyatt, and then Wyatt says, he goes, "This is my chance for me to get to have a redo," and they redo the end. They redo the start of that match.
The chair shot, wasn't it?
With the chair shot, and he's wearing the t-shirt. Oh, it's so good. And then he calls him, and he finally goes in, and he finally snaps, tries to hit him with the chair. Wyatt disappears, and then we cut to WCW Monday Nitro.
It's like, what?
This took me a few minutes to realise what they were referencing here. So Wyatt's playing Eric Bischoff, and he brings out Cena being NWO Hogan, and what it is they're referencing what he's accusing Cena of being now, which is the old guy holding down the new stars.
Well,
oh my god, this was brilliant.
Also that, but also the reference possibly to everyone wanting to see Cena as a heel.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
There was so many little references.
And then
Cena Bischoff's little video, by the way, of saying, "I got fired in October, but somehow I'm on WrestleMania." Don't know how.
Then the most shocking, like, meta inside reference, Devil McMahon turning around and going, "This is such good shit. I can't believe it." That's not even that's not even a double. That's like them referencing the CM Punk podcast.
Yeah.
And then basically Cena finally snaps and starts battering Bray Wyatt, and basically we just get loads of flashbacks of all the times he lost, all the times that he let people down. We get a picture of Punk running away with the belt as well, and then he looks down and Huskus is there. Wyatt's gone, the Fiend's behind him, mandible claw, and this is a deep cut. A long time ago when the Fiend appeared, I wanted them to do where he locks in the mandible claw and then does the Sister Abigail, like it's like a move into the move.
I'm sure he's done it once or twice.
Yeah, he did that, and then locked in the mandible claw, and then Wyatt counts the Fiend's pin,
which was amazing.
And then Cena disappears. So AJ and Cena have
disappearing into Hollywood.
Yeah, Cena. This is what I think we said this when we chatted. I'm going to say now. Imagine if this is Cena's last match. If that's how they write Cena, Cena's just gone. Cena's been evaporated from WWE.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it is perfect. Like, you couldn't do it any other way at the moment, because, like, I don't want a retirement match from Cena. Like, I don't want it to be like, "Oh, this is goodbye." We already know he's been gone for years, basically.
Yeah.
That was the best way to end his career.
Have you seen John Cena's Instagram? Where it's just all it's just all pictures of Bray Wyatt.
Wait, I'm going to look now.
It's amazing. It's all pictures of Bray Wyatt.
Could we just put a shout out as well to the guy who just messaged him on Twitter? Just go, okay, bro.
Yeah. We did it as well. We messaged him saying, "You're right, mate." Making sure he's fine. We're worried about him. We don't know what he's up to.
Oh my god, that's.
Let's have a look. Oh, that's Brit. Oh wow. Oh wow. Why have they? What minute? Why does it look like they've mixed some, not Bray Wyatt, but some
Mojo with Tiger King?
Yeah.
I think that's something else, but still.
Stone Cold Social Distancing.
We're not going no. We
look at the dates on these.
It's just
he just went to the hospital by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's mad, absolutely mad.
I'm looking at the dates of when all these were posted, and literally it's going back to like the 1st of March. Honestly, it's going like February.
Yeah.
So they must have deactivated this account. No one realised. And just started posting all these things. I'm trying to look for the first date something was posted now. And
it's mad.
It's gone back December. This is crazy.
It's insane. It's brilliant. Titus O'Neil's reaction was also everything. Just generally, I can't remember who put it on Twitter now. It might be someone in here. Someone said that this was the wrestling equivalent to Chris Kamara missing the sending off.
Yes, I found that. Yeah.
There's been an evaporation in the Firefly Funhouse. We hope to you, Titus O'Neil. As there, Jeff. I don't know.
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know.
Right. Let's get to the main event, because this is the thing that we are all very excited about. WWE title, Drew McIntyre over Brock Lesnar. Yes!
Finally!
First ever Scottish and then British WWE. I'm not upsetting McIver. He is the first Scottish WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And for anyone who's confused, Sheamus and Finn Balor don't count because they're Irish. That's not part of the UK.
Republic of Ireland, not Northern either.
Yes. But yeah, I'm delighted. Like, I put this on my Facebook, and I put it on Twitter as well. I started watching Drew McIntyre when he was in what was it called, Irish Whip Wrestling on the Wrestling Channel, when he was the Drew Galloway, and then he got to WWE and was there for like a fair bit, and I loved him there. And then he went back, and then he worked his arse off on the independents, making ICW, making CPW, like making pretty much any promotion he was in, TNA, Evolve, he was everywhere to everyone. And then he came back, called his way up, and to see him as the heavyweight champion, it
really deserved.
It was a great match, and also Brock put him over massive, having Drew kick out of an F5 at the count of one.
Oh, brilliant!
Like, I would have loved it. I would have loved it to be like a 10-minute match, but this was exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah. And again, we can't downplay the value of Brock Lesnar in these matches.
No. He was great. He was really good in this match.
Yeah. Again, it's when you can tell Brock Lesnar cares about someone he's in the ring with. He will work his ass off. Like, with that creator wrestler Dean Ambrose, when he was had the WrestleMania match with him, you could tell he didn't care. His mind was elsewhere. But I've got to say, I think Brock Lesnar over the last year or so has been the last 2 years has been the best seller in the company.
Yeah, because he can sell. Like, his selling is great when he's like, oh my god, what's happening? Like he seems when he sells, he almost seems confused why he's being hit. He's like, oh my god, people are hitting me back. What's going on? Which works perfectly.
He makes himself so red.
Yeah, and it was great because like it was immediate Claymore, near fall, suplexes, F5, does the 1 count. Even we were like, oh, he's going to pin him now, isn't he? Kept kicking out. We then get Claymore, and then he gets the pin. It's a shame it wasn't in a massive stadium, but I don't care. Drew's the champion, and I'm over the moon. I wish we could have McIver. I did message him, but I don't know where he is. He's probably still running around his own house naked, screaming. 12 hours later, celebrating Drew's win. I think he texted me. He texted like one of our group chats, and I think his response it sums him up perfectly. He just tweeted us at like 4 a.m. With just, I don't know what to fucking do.
Sleep, man.
I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, that was the Wrestling Manias. That was your lot. So let's go around the proverbial online table. What was your favourite show, and then give me an overall grade on what you'd give it. Tom, starting with you.
Okay, so straight away, what I'm going to do, saying the best show, I'm taking the Boneyard and Firefly Funhouse out. Because for me, they boasted both shows. Got to take them out. I've got to say the better show was the first night.
Yeah,
I'll say definitely. I would give it. See, without the two cinematic matches, I would say a C plus B minus. But with those two matches, it bumps it up a full grade to like a B plus A minus. for me. Those two matches, they made both nights.
Definitely. Shirley?
Well, I'm going to look at it as a whole. Like, my favourite match bar the cinematics. I really liked the Otis and Dolph. That, for me, had everything that I love about, like, the stories and everything as well. So I'm saying Otis and Dolph is my favourite. I'm going to say that's been my favourite Mania in years. I really enjoyed the Mania. I loved the fact it's over 2 days because it was much easier to digest
definitely.
rather than sitting there for 8 hours. Like, imagine that was in a stadium and those fans were sat there for 8 hours trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
I think keep the 2 day, and overall, I think you could tell everyone was really trying their best to make everyone smile in a really tough time.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it overall A minus.
They're definitely right. Dan.
Yeah. Two cinematic matches. I think night one was better simply because of the ladder match. Because that's what I've grown up watching. My favourite wrestlers are all the extreme types, like Jeff Hardy. Obviously made a career of diving off ladders. So definitely night one. Night two for the moments, I'd say, though.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a very fair point. What's your overall grade for both nights overall?
A B.
Yeah, like for me, like I said, like both the set piece matches were two of my, probably now going to be up there as like two of my favourite like WrestleMania matches ever. Even though they weren't actually WrestleMania matches, they were pre-recorded bits, but they were amazing. Night one probably was my preferred. I love the ladder match, but then again, it's kind of, they're both quite close to each other because if you take out the set piece matches, there was obviously you had the moment with Otis and Dolph on night two, but then you also had the great match between the ladder match on the first show. But I probably would say the first show just showed it, mainly because the Edge and Orton match just really it took the insanity of the Firefly Funhouse to really get me back into the show as a whole. For me, I'll give it a very solid B+ / verging on A-. It's one of the like a lot of Mania's been very, very good. This like last year's Mania, I said, was very good up until Triple H Batista, and then it kind of lagged and we were all very, very tired. 34 I really, really enjoyed. There's not really been a dud Mania for a few years, and this is definitely not one of them. Like this is definitely this is a winner for me in circumstances. And you are right, I left both shows with a massive grin on my face, which is something we all need right now.
What Mania should be. Mania should be leaving you smiling.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we all remember what kind of reaction we had after the first heel won in the main event of Mania when Trips won at 16. It was like, huh?
Yeah.
The Rock. Oh no.
But we're now going to count down to WrestleMania 37 next year in LA, in Inglewood, in California. Potentially. It'll be fine by next year. I promise. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're not all going to be fighting the Thunderdome by this time next year. If you want to get in touch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at TWM Wrestle. Subscribe to us on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Acast, YouTube. Subscribe to us all there. Follow our stuff on TWM News, because I was even thinking about this. I woke up in the afternoon. Let's say cold light of the morning, but it wasn't. It was like midday because I stayed up to watch Mania. And kind of woke up and went, "Oh, Mania's gone now. There isn't really anything to look forward to for the foreseeable because obviously there's nothing there. So it's going to
we've got Raw tomorrow and NXT, and that's it. At the moment.
Unless WWE are apparently trying to film SmackDown in a secret location in some underground bunker. I don't know how, but
just like a AEW have done.
Yeah,
filmed.
So we're going to have to just wait and see what happens. So it is going to be rough, especially for wrestling fans, if we're kind of like, well, my weekly dose is now gone, what do I do? Well, we'll try and hopefully keep you entertained, keep you laughing, keep you occupied. This will get better. Obviously, it doesn't look that great right now, but trust me, things like this will get better.
Support your local wrestling promotions on demand.
Yes, support them, support local. I keep mentioning that. Support your local indie wrestlers, support your local promotions, sign up to their on-demand services. Hell, WWE can take the hit, take a few months off the network and go sign up for an indie promotion. You're going to have more content there than you'll know what to do with. I'm going to say shout out to Attack, who put on one of their older shows yesterday. And that was really, really fun to watch with everyone yesterday. Dan,
you never watched that before?
I never watched that show before, so that's why I was very confused by the Papa Sunflower and
the main event is basically NXT UK.
Yeah.
Well, There's so many on that.
Anyway, let's.
Sorry, yeah, go on.
I'm trying to wrap up. We're not going into an attack podcast. Dan, Dan, your social media.
Find me on Twitter, DanCarey94, for many, many memes.
Some of them not wildly inappropriate. Shirley.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Shirleigh Charles. And because of all this stuff going on, I am doing my lockdown series articles and maybe some videos to go along with it, because we're going to relive the best pay-per-view TNA ever put out, which is TNA Lockdown. So keep an eye out for that.
We thought that was clever to do reviews of Lockdown during lockdown. See what we did there? Laugh through the pain.
Trust me, I'm going to be laughing through that pain.
Tom.
At TD Walton for just your average Twitter.
If you want a below average Twitter, I'm at Matty ID. We are at TWM Wrestle. Thank you very much for listening. We love you all. Wash your hands, stay safe, and just go watch the Boneyard match and Firefly Funhouse on loop from now until August, and you'll be golden. Speak to you guys later.